Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, some unsung heroes at Torrance Memorial receive a prestigious honor. We'll bring you the details.
Then a life-affirming event holds its annual kickoff.
Plus, Dancing with the Stars comes to Torrance, sort of. We'll explain.
And speaking of stars, amateur astronomers learn about the moon and the stars at the Madrona Marsh. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jen Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. U.S. home prices fell for a third straight month. The declines show that most homeowners are not reaping the benefits from signs of an improving housing market. The biggest declines were in Atlanta, Chicago, and Detroit. Phoenix was the only city to show an increase, and only Washington and Detroit posted year-over-year increases. Prices in Atlanta, Las Vegas, Seattle, and Tampa fell to their lowest point since the housing crisis began. There is some positive news here in L.A. County. Foreclosure activity slowed in the fourth quarter for county houses and condos, mirroring a statewide trend. Default notices, the first step in the foreclosure process, also fell in Los Angeles County, down 12.9% from a year earlier. Statewide, the number of default notices for the fourth quarter hit a 9-month low.
In a recent Consumer Report survey, 93% of adult car owners want to see stricter fuel economy standards on new cars. The California car dealers say that consumers may not actually put their money where their mouth is. The state's Air Quality Board has proposed several new rules for automakers to be implemented by 2025. Those include requiring that vehicles emit 75% less smog-producing pollutants than they do today, as well as making big cuts in greenhouse gas emissions. But auto dealers say these requirements will cost consumers more money and will stifle the industry's growth. The state's Air Quality Board is trying to get these restrictions placed on new cars sold by 2015, with the requirements getting more stringent over the next 10 years. Other rules mandate that 1 of every 7 new cars sold in 2025 in California be a zero-emission or plug-in hybrid vehicle. The state's Air Quality Control Board continues to hear testimony from automakers before voting on restrictions.
The deadline to disband redevelopment agencies in the South Bay is finally here. The call to end municipal and county-sponsored redevelopment in California comes in the wake of a state Supreme Court ruling. Here in Torrance, Council recently passed a resolution to name the City of Torrance as the successor to the redevelopment agency of the City of Torrance. Without naming a successor, all responsibilities would be turned over to the county, which would include some city assets. Redevelopment agencies were created in 1945, allowing cities and counties to allocate property taxes for a broad range of projects, including public housing, commercial centers, and urban parks. South Bay cities with redevelopment agencies include Rancho Palos Verdes, Hawthorne, Carson, Redondo Beach, Lawndale, and Torrance.
Civic-minded students looking for a spot in a prestigious program, listen up. The 2012 Students in Government Day, a program to encourage youth participation in community affairs, is now taking applications. The City of Torrance encourages all 8th graders to apply by submitting a 100 to 150 word essay on the question. The City of Torrance is celebrating its centennial in 2012, and you are a student in 2012 and are traveling back in time to 1912. What one person or item would you take with you, and how would that make a difference in your life? Applications are required to submit their student-involved idea for a new civic project involving students that could benefit the Torrance community. Selected students will participate in various activities, including shadowing the mayor, council members, and executive staff in their jobs, then act in those roles that they shadowed. Students will also get the honor of opening a regularly scheduled city council meeting later that night at 7 p.m. and conducting some official city business. Information and forms are available at your local schools and online at torranceca.gov/students.htm. The application deadline is Wednesday, February 22nd. Student and Government Day will be held on Tuesday, May 1st.
A local restaurant teamed up with local students and teachers to help raise funds for their school recently.
It's really fun to support our school while eating.
Dozens of students, faculty, and family members of Magruder Middle School flocked to Stacked Restaurant for a fun night of food and fundraising. Stacked is one of the newest eateries at Del Amo Fashion Center, offering a wide selection of burgers, pizzas, hot dogs, fries, and salads. And for dessert, mouth-watering cookie sandwiches and shakes. The local restaurant generously donated 20% of its sales from customers who brought in a flyer mentioning Magruder Middle School's fundraiser. Stacked is known for its unique dining experience. Each table features the iPad technology where you can order your food just the way you like it. The money raised will go towards purchasing books for the school's library, as well as school activities and programs at Magruder.
I got a nice lesson on how to use an iPad tonight for my child. And I've been to a lot of restaurant fundraisers, and I have to say, this is my favorite. I love this. The food is delicious, the kids are having fun, and I got to use an iPad and learn how.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great location. I think that hopefully we'll have a good turnout, and hopefully a good percentage will go back to the school.
The school hopes to raise $500 to $700.